As a parent or guardian of school-aged children, this is a tough time with respect to helping your student navigate technology use appropriately, whether it's about cell phone use, social media, online gaming, cyberbullying, YouTube, goodness, you name it, it is a concern. During the school day, there's plenty of structure and supervision and technology instruments in place to keep your child safe. But what's difficult are those times outside of school where there may be perhaps more freedom, both in terms of time and access. And this is not a knock on parents or guardians, it's just a reality. In our instructional technology department, we get a lot of questions about all sorts of these things, and truthfully, it's extremely hard to keep up with everything swirling around us. Just a few years ago, for instance, the words TikTok made us think about hands on a clock, and certainly now it conjures up a very different thing in our head. So admittedly, for you and for us, it's impossible to keep up, so we rely on a very reputable resource like the one I want to show you here, called Common Sense Media. At this site, you can find a lot of good, helpful information for you to draw upon as you need. So I'd like to spend just a couple moments here walking you through some of the things that I think are especially good there. You'll navigate to commonsensemedia.org. And once you get there, all they ask is that you set up a free account. There's no cost involved. I think there might be some sort of upgrade that you could purchase, but for our needs, certainly everything is there and available for you. You'll need to click the sign in link up at the top. Then click create your free account. Indicate that you're an adult, of course. Click next, and then just the standard setup here for any other account. So once you get logged in, let's take a look at the green bar and start at the section Parents Need to Know. And there you'll see they give information by age, by topic, what's trending, what seems to be most current for parents in terms of interest, and what's affecting their children. Cell phones obviously are always a big issue for families and helping to manage the use by their children. Screen time is certainly another one where, we do so much on screens that you do have to at some point think about how you can manage making sure that your child isn't on a screen for hours and hours on end. TikTok, these are the trending things, and if you want to know more about TikTok, this is a great place to start. You'll get an unbiased version of what TikTok is, with, however, I should say, a bias towards looking at it through this lens, how it's affecting children, which is exactly why we're coming here. So you can see that they have just a ton of information on all sorts of topics that are affecting families right now. And you can see, sadly, cyberbullying is one that affects a lot of kids. So just having a place to go and read a little bit about it from this perspective, how these things are affecting families and children, and giving you a starting place for thinking about it and addressing it with your children is really the goal of this particular site. With each of these, there are questions provided, and that's just kind of a nice way to sort of sort through the information. You see that things are done by age range, which is helpful, because what's important for you to know about how these affect your 5-year-old is very different than what you need to know about addressing it with a 15-year-old. Note that it also deals with more than just computer and phone type situations like movies. If you're looking for not necessarily a problem related to movies, but good recommendations for a family movie, here's a great place to go. You can read about it, you can find out what the focus of the movie is, which age ranges it's appropriate for, and just get some general reviews. So I think that this site is particularly strong in that way too. Books as well, if you're looking for good books to recommend to your children, apart from being on a screen, as we talked about screen time a moment ago, here's a great place to go and get good ideas. So I encourage you to take a look at this site and take advantage of the many, many resources that it does provide you here in terms of trying to steer your family's and your child's activities. I think that, again, as I've said probably a couple times already, it's just a nice jumping off point for these topics. So I hope you might find this information helpful, and I wish you certainly all the best as you navigate these waters with your child.